Chosen one, listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you, because right now, in this hour when all eyes are watching and every spirit is listening, there are 7 things the chosen must never reveal too soon. These are not just opinions or traditions. These are safeguards, living boundaries built by wisdom and war. Let me show you what's truly at stake, and let me take you inside the places where secrecy is not cowardice, but the preservation of the assignment. There's too much at risk for you to walk around with your heart open and your blueprints exposed. Let me break this down for you step by step, because the difference between waiting and speaking, between hiding and exposing, is the difference between breakthrough and sabotage, between longevity and collapse. Let me tell you about the first thing the chosen must never reveal too soon: your true vision. The vision God placed in your spirit, the assignment that keeps you up at night, that flashes in full color when you close your eyes. This vision has power but also vulnerability. If you speak it aloud before its roots go deep, there are those who will trample it, mock it, drain its life before it ever sees sunlight. They'll ask you questions designed to unravel your confidence. They'll poke holes not to help, but to watch it leak hope until it's dry. Right now, there are people who sit across the table, who scroll through your feeds, pretending to support but actually waiting to dissect. The vision is pure, fragile, embryonic. Just like Joseph with his dreams, he spoke too soon, and what happened? The pit, the betrayal, the price. Delay is not denial. Protect it. Let it gain muscle. Don't trade your secret for applause. The timing of the reveal is as holy as the revelation itself. Here's the second thing. Never reveal the depth of your wounds too early. There is healing in confession, but confession is not a public sport. The place where you bled, the nights you broke down in the parking lot before you walked in smiling, the hospital reports, the therapy receipts stacked up in your drawer, these are not for every ear. There are people who only want your pain as material, as gossip, as a reference point for their own satisfaction. They'll use your story as a cautionary tale. See, even she didn't make it. Even he lost his mind under pressure. But God is doing surgery behind closed doors, in private rooms. You don't need everyone's validation, and you surely don't need their opinion on a process they can't understand. There is a power to privacy in the incubation of healing. Talk to the ones called to intercession, not the ones addicted to information. Let me show you the third secret. Never reveal the real scope of your resources too soon. They don't need to know what's in your bank account, your hidden investments, your side hustles, or how close you are to the breakthrough. Money moves quietly. Strategy happens in silence. The world idolizes transparency, but not all exposure is healthy. People will judge you by what they think you have, and sometimes they'll sabotage themselves by counting your pockets. Right now, there are attacks formed not from what you say, but from what they assume. There are deals that died not because you lacked, but because someone believed you didn't need the help. Let them underestimate you. Let them miscalculate. It's better for God to advertise your blessing in His timing than for you to post your triumphs for people who hope you fail. Now listen closely. The fourth thing you must guard is the identity of your true allies. Not every relationship can be public yet. There are alliances forming in the quiet, covenant friendships and strange favor that, if exposed too soon, draw unnecessary warfare. Some blessings are relational, but the enemy attacks what he can see and what's celebrated. Don't tag everyone, don't publish every meeting, don't parade your partnerships. Some people only want to contaminate what they're never meant to be a part of. Some want to gain access because of association. The strength of your network is found in its mystery and its loyalty, not its public profile. Let moves be made in the background. Let partnerships grow roots in the unseen. Protection sometimes looks like silence. Let me break open the fifth thing, your strategy for transition. Don't reveal too early when and how you plan to shift jobs, move cities, launch the next stage. Transitions require cover, and too much exposure invites both sabotage and anxiety. If you announce your exit before your foundation is set, those who feel threatened will orchestrate obstacles. You will find doors suddenly closed, recommendations revoked, accusations whispered. The best laid plans can be delayed by interference that you invited simply by talking too soon. Move in silence until obedience demands the announcement. Let the fruit announce the shift, not the rumor of your intention. They don't need to see you packing your bags before it's time. Every move that matters is preceded by anonymity. The sixth thing, the state of your heart when it's torn between obedience and offense. This is subtle, but it is everything. When you are wrestling in the midnight hour, when God says wait, but your circumstances say run, when betrayal makes you want to expose everyone and call out wrongs by name, this is not the time to update your status or process in public. Waiting on God in private transforms you. Complaining too soon in public weakens your resolve. There are moments when your pain is bait, and all it takes is one premature confession to feed your enemy's appetite for your collapse. Hide yourself in God until He releases you to speak. And even then, let wisdom dictate the details. And let me bring you to the seventh and final thing. You must never reveal the full scope of your deliverance until it's undeniable. Sometimes you're coming out of something nobody even knew you went through. Addiction that crouched in secret, shame so old it feels welded to your name, a sickness that crept in unannounced. When the chains first snap, there's still dust, there's still fatigue, there are still moments of relapse and uncertainty. Don't parade your process. Let your testimony be mature enough to bless, not premature enough to be dissected. The evidence of true freedom is consistency. And sometimes you need to co-labor with God in the aftermath before sharing the spoils. Let the work finish before you explain the miracle. Now let me take you into that place where the consequences of revealing too soon become most real. 3 a.m., the hour when secrets buzz like wasps in your ears, when regret tastes like metal on your tongue. I want you to picture it. The house is silent, but your mind is loud, running through words you wish you had held back, conversations you can't rewind. You roll over, trapping your face in the pillow, hoping somehow the darkness will drain the tension from your chest. Your hand reaches for your phone. You check if anyone has responded, if there's fallout already. You scroll, searching for a distraction, not to be informed, but to be numb. Every like or comment is an indictment. Who knows what? Who heard too much? Who's already talking about you behind closed doors? Your heartbeat outpaces the clock. Thoughts clang, why did I say that? Why couldn't I just wait just one more day? You try to pray, but the words are thick and heavy. You try deep breaths, but all you can feel is the tightness, the sick churn of vulnerability exposed. You pop a pill, but sleep will not come because protection breached is a torment that will not be silenced by chemicals. The darkness feels unending. Morning light brings no comfort, just a new wave of anxiety. What will they think? How much damage is done? Did I give too much away? There is no relief because the mistake is alive and multiplying. This is why wisdom is not just advice, it's armor. Let me tell you what happens when you keep what must be kept, when you walk in this discipline. Blessings start showing up where sabotage once camped. Deals go through because the enemy never saw them coming. Relationships bloom because drama was starved of access. You walk into rooms and the air is clean. You sense God moving before anyone else knows why. Bonuses are delivered not because of noise, but because of quiet trust. People start to wonder how you keep winning. but they never see the hours in prayer or the wisdom to stay silent. Health improves. Sleep returns. Peace is the background music of your life because you are not at war with exposure you invited. The new thing God does in you is protected like a jewel until it shines so bright it can't be denied, and by then it's too late for sabotage. It's already written. So I decree over you right now, suddenly, overnight, this is the season your secret places become strongholds. Your wisdom becomes your shield. Every plan to expose you collapses. Every snare planted in curiosity implodes. They wanted to dissect your promise, but your promise outlived their interest. They wanted to profit from your pain, but your testimony became holy fire they can't touch. They tried to network around you, but your connections are sealed by heaven. They schemed for your transition to fail, but you moved so quietly breakthrough found you first. They waited for your relapse, but the evidence of your deliverance is too obvious to challenge. 7 safeguards, 7 shields, alive in you right now. What you protect will multiply. What you trust to God will last. What you hide in wisdom will shine at the right hour. Suddenly, overnight now. Chosen one, do you feel the shift as I say this? There is a turning happening inside you right now, not just a gentle turn, but a sudden reversal, a hard swerve away from the direction everyone expected you to go. The very people who thought they had you mapped out, who were sure they could predict your every step, are losing the scent. The conversations where your name once came up with mockery are now filled with confusion, because you refuse to play the old game. You're not answering their subtle questions. You're not dropping hints at the table. You're not leaking your next move for cheap sympathy or borrowed applause. Their curiosity is starving. Their predictions are failing overnight. Their grip on you is slipping because you chose silence where everyone else chose noise. This is the beauty of reversal. Heaven has routed your journey through secret places, and what looked like exile was actually divine redirection. Even now, in the background, things are tilting. What was closed is opening. Where they blocked you, favor is breaking in by another door. Let me tell you what's reversed, and let me show you how it's working even when you see nothing. Imagine the enemy who always knew your routine, who could intercept your blessings because you lived out loud for everyone to critique. Now their strategy is collapsing. They set traps for the version of you that overshared, that craved agreement, that offered up your vision on every altar of attention. But now, their nets come up empty, their strategies collapse. They keep striking at a shadow, but your true path is hidden under the wings of God. They thought delaying you was their victory, but in secret your roots went so deep nothing can pull you out now. This is not just a season of things working for you, this is a season of things working against your enemies without you lifting a finger. Their words collapse in their own mouths. Their gossip returns to poison their own alliances. God is blinding your adversaries, confusing their counsel, turning their assumptions into stumbling blocks right under their feet. You moved in wisdom, so now vindication is moving in your favor. Let me take you into what vindication really looks like. It's not the moment you stand in front of the crowd and recount every mistreatment. No, notice this. Vindication is when what survived in private bursts forth in public, when the thing they tried to rot in secret becomes impossible to bury. Watch as the very places they said you'd never succeed now echo with your name in rooms you've never entered. Suddenly, your ideas are being quoted by people who don't even know you. Other doors are opening, bankers making calls you never requested, investors seeing your name and approving funds because your reputation has become gold in silence. Vindication is long tables set without you begging for a seat. It's introductions being made in your absence because your integrity reverberated quietly for years. And now it's shouting on your behalf. It's clients hunting you down instead of you hunting them. It's jobs offered based on whispers of your excellence that outlasted every rumor. Vindication is not a parade you lead. It's an evidence that swallows every accusation, a fruit that mocks every attempt to cut down your tree. You didn't get here by exposing your process. You got here by protecting what mattered until it mattered to the world. Feel this. Vindication isn't just about defeating enemies. It's about redeeming the nights you felt abandoned, the mornings you woke up asking if secrecy was cowardice or wisdom. Every silent battle, every invisible tear, every moment where you almost opened your mouth and leaked your pain to the wrong person. All of it is being redeemed right now. Where it looked like your life paused, heaven was carving out protection. Where you felt alone, you were actually being escorted past the poison. Your reward is not just restoration, but elevation. Set high where your testimony can't be tainted by those who never believed. Now let me show you the arc moving from vindication to commission. It's not enough to be protected. It's not enough to be proven right in the end. This reversal comes with a new charge. Do not return to your former patterns. The commission is heavy but holy. You are called to guard, to govern, to steward mysteries, not just for your own life, but for others who are watching the way you move. The ones coming behind you, the ones stuck in cycles of oversharing and heartbreak, the ones burnt by friendly fire and desperate for wise shepherding. They need someone to show them how to move undercover. You have learned to hide what matters, not out of fear, but out of fierce protection. Your commission is to be a living shield for dreams still forming, for strategies still germinating, for miracles still in the womb. The path ahead won't always feel celebrated. You will still have moments at 3 a.m. when the hunger to be understood gnaws at your resolve. But now you know God is answering in the silence. Every prayer spoken in mysteries will be solved in miracles. You will be the one who teaches by example, how to carry promise without grandstanding, how to walk humbly with secrets that change nations, how to survive the loneliness of anonymity until exposure is safe. There will be those who misunderstand, who project cowardice onto your privacy. Let them talk. Vindication is not for today's applause, it's proof for tomorrow's fruit. Let me take a moment and walk you right into these scenarios where this new commission plays out. You're sitting at the conference table and the big deal is up for a vote. Everyone is pitching, posturing, announcing their numbers out loud. But you sit quietly, unmoved. You hold your insight until the final moment. And when you speak, you drop what no one saw coming. Negotiations turn on your wisdom. The room shifts. Here's the difference. They use their voice as a weapon, but you use silence as cover until your words could strike with impact. Suddenly, trust pivots your way. Nobody saw your preparation. Now your restraint becomes your reputation. Or you're at the family gathering. The old cycles start up. Who's making more? Whose kids are winning? Who's got the better story? You smile, but you no longer play the game. You celebrate others, but you keep your own journey tucked between you and God. The favor you carry begins to agitate the spirits that crave drama. Jealousy is exposed, but not by your confession, by your composure. They can't bait you. They can't get you to spill. You watch as peace surrounds you and division circles elsewhere. You are commissioned to carry calm into chaos, to be unmoved in storms that used to drown you. Let me show you through the lens of your health. The doctor gave a diagnosis only you and God truly understood. Others pressed for details, demanded updates, wanted to be in the know. But you kept it sacred. You pressed in behind closed doors, letting only real intercessors touch your pain. This wisdom becomes your remedy. Recovery is protected from the contamination of doubt. When you walk out healed, it will be so astonishing that the only explanation is God's preservation. Career, influence, spiritual mantle. These areas are now seeded with new authority. You are discovering that sometimes promotion is not a public event, but a private yes. You steward opportunity as a secret until it is secure. The world will find out what God is doing with you only when the scaffolding is peeled back and the blessing is too large to hide. You won't have to introduce yourself. A prepared table never needs a billboard. Right now, as these truths settle in you, let the reversal be complete. You are not who you were when you first heard these words. The old habit of oversharing has died. The wound of needing affirmation is closed. You are being vindicated in rooms you'll never enter and conversations you'll never hear. You are moving from defense to offense, from hiding as reaction to guarding as commission. Every lesson that was carved into you through nights of regret and mornings of resolve has become a sword in your hand and a gate around your promise. I speak this over you now, with every authority heaven grants. This is the turn. This is the great unveiling, not of your secrets, but of your strength. Every plot that required your cooperation just expired. Every monitoring spirit is fired from its post. Every mouth that expected to feast on your disappointment will taste confusion instead. Where they wanted public spectacle, you walk with private security. Where they hoped for breakdown, you deliver breakthrough. Where their commentary sought to define your season, the results speak louder. You are not called to explain. You are called to endure and to embody. You become living proof that delayed revelation is accelerated reward, that what is covered grows, that what is protected multiplies, that what is guarded by God cannot be gossiped to death. You walk in rooms clothed in power no one saw coming. You answer questions by your fruit, not your disclosure. So let it be known right now. Every reversal blessed, every vindication public and undeniable, every commission sealed in you and coming after you. No returning to small talk or answered doubts, only deeper consecration, higher trust, quieter wisdom, louder results. What you withhold is not loss, but legacy. What you hide is not fear, but stewardship. Every secret seeded in the soil of patience becomes the harvest no enemy can claim. You were underestimated. Now you are established. You were second-guessed. Now you are commissioned. You were talked about. Now you are talked to. They wanted your secrets to fuel their stories, but God made your silence the prophecy of your success. They hoped to catch you in dreams half-born, promises half-baked. But you let every stage mature until it could thunder. Here am I, sent and shielded. All 7 things unbroken, all 7 shields intact. Suddenly, overnight, now, chosen one right now as the world keeps hustling for attention and voices shout to fill empty air, you are walking a path they tried to erase. I want you to breathe in this moment, yes, even as you read right here, because there's a sacred current rising under your feet. What was a secret fight has become a visible rising. What was a private question is about to echo as public favor. This reversal isn't quiet anymore. It moves like thunder just beneath the ground. Those who doubted your wisdom, those who rolled their eyes every time you guarded your next step or kept your struggle between you and God, they are falling silent, watching what cannot be denied. Can you feel the difference overnight? Appetite for gossip is being starved by the fruit of your discipline. Schemes are drying up for lack of fuel. Hopes that were built on your exposure are collapsing for lack of new material. Let me tell you exactly what's shifting. The ones who tried to surveil your every move are growing tired. They run themselves ragged looking for evidence, scrolling old photos, recalling every word you said, but it's like chasing vapor. Every time they think they've found your new direction, it slips through their hands. Your silence is not emptiness. It's a shield, and it has forced all their projections into confusion. They gather, compare notes, but the pattern is gone. Your patterns have been disrupted by deliberate wisdom. The enemy survives on predictability, but right now, there is nothing predictable about you because you move with heaven's prompting, not out of habit, not out of pressure. Where they once maneuvered easily against the old you, now their expertise fails. They speak of you in the past tense, but God says your future is still unfolding, multiplying, defying their timelines. What they wanted to occur overnight, a public collapse, your misery broadcast for entertainment, God overturned overnight into the start of your legacy. Let me take you deep into the true meaning of vindication. Vindication is more than reputation. It's restoration plus revelation multiplied publicly after being cultivated privately. You paid the price in hidden obedience. You weathered disappointments and betrayals that would have drowned others. All you did was remain planted day after day when it made no sense, when there was no audience, when sometimes bitterness tried to creep in but you refused to water it. You held your tongue through temptation. You blessed those who cursed you and let the silence speak for itself. And now your name, your work, your presence is surfacing in spaces you didn't lobby for, with weight, with dignity, with results no accusation can undo. Let me show you how vindication shows up. It's not just the new job that lands in your inbox, it's the old contacts who dismissed you calling back in awe. How did this happen? How did you get here? It's your story becoming an answer for those who only saw your struggle, never your strategy. It's the doors opening that no man can shut, and they open not by chance, but because your process is certified by scars you never put on display. Right now, vindication is happening in the spaces where your voice was once dismissed. There are meetings, high-up exchanges, situations unknown to you, where your integrity is now spoken of as the gold standard. Your absence forced people to measure the loss, to feel the void. It's happening in contracts, in unexpected referrals, in sudden recommendations from unlikely lips. And all the while, you have not lifted a hand to defend yourself. This is what it means to let God prepare a table in the presence of your enemies. Right now, the table is being set, and the fragrance of your assignment is drawing kings, not critics. People who used to compete against you are now recommending you as the only trustworthy option, and they can't even explain why. Everything that was spoken against you is falling to the ground, empty. Attacks returning unspent. Rumors dissolving before they stick. You have become the mirror of God's pleasure, the example of what happens when someone trusts Him enough to wait for vindication instead of fighting for validation. Let's look at the shift into your commission, because vindication is not the finish line. It is the launching pad, the coronation that sets you apart to handle holy things with holy hands. People will start to come to you, not for gossip, but for guidance. The same ones who once demanded your secrets will now ask for strategy. They will crave not just your story, but your process, not just your triumph, but your trust. You are called now in this very turn to become a gatekeeper for others who haven't yet learned silence. You are commissioned to whisper wisdom to those on the brink, to give shelter for fledgling dreams, to model restraint where the world models recklessness. Your new assignment is converting the pain of secrecy into the power of stewardship. You become a safe place, a covering, the one who knows that every delay forms roots, that every silence becomes a scaffold for building what endures. Let me paint you a picture. Someone confides in you, trembling, afraid their hope is too fragile, that the world is too loud. You will not be quick to display them, to parade their weakness. You remember what it cost you to survive exposure. You show them the art of hiding, the wisdom of protecting what God starts. You will become a coach in the discipline of quietness, a champion for those who would otherwise be trampled under raw curiosity. You rise up as a shield because you now understand the weight of the commission you are trusted to conceal until it is time to reveal. You are trusted to nurture, to birth, and to launch in wisdom, not in panic or pressure. Let me step back into the practical. Your finances, your opportunities, your relationships, they begin to flourish in this new discipline. Offers are coming not because you advertised, but because you were found faithful. Investors sit at your table asking to buy into your vision, not because you pitched, but because your fruit advertised in silence. Relationships, deep covenant ones, are deepened, preserved, because you guard the confidences that others squander. You notice that drama can't find you anymore because gossip cannot cling to a person surrounded by peace. This is multiplication with momentum. This is legacy in motion, and the commission extends beyond obvious blessings. It finds reach in the midnight hour when the adversary comes back one more time to provoke, to see if you'll break your pattern, leak what God told you in dark places just to satisfy a temporary crowd. You stand still, you pray. You let wisdom hold your tongue. You are no longer bound by the need to be understood, but anchored by the need to be found faithful. God will trust you with mysteries, true spiritual secrets that require maturity to reveal in the right season. Words of knowledge, visions, prophetic insight, these are entrusted to you now because you have demonstrated you will not waste the holy on those looking for spectacle, nor will you rush to share what is still ripening. This is spiritual authority, uncommon and unbuyable. Let me remind you, commission means being sent, not just being seen. You are now the evidence that things built in patience outlast things built in panic. You are the testimony that discretion is not withholding but watering. What is growing inside you cannot be choked out by the hunger of those desperate for your secrets. You nurture new things in silence until the time is right. You model restraint in a culture addicted to display. Now, as we draw to this closing decree, I speak this cataclysmic blessing over your life. The cycle is complete, the reversal finished, vindication undeniable, the commission clear and irrevocable. God trusted you with waiting, so now He trusts you with prevailing. Every plan to eavesdrop on your process is shattered. Every appetite to feed on your weakness is frustrated. Every system that needed your secrets is bankrupt. You move as a shadow until it's time to shine. You ascend as a servant until God reveals you as a standard. What is hidden in God cannot be hunted by man. You are no longer prey for those addicted to revelation. You have become a builder of altars, not platforms. You are not available for use by the curious. You have become holy ground for the desperate. They thought secrecy was your prison, but it was your passport. They thought waiting was punishment, but it was protection. They thought the silence would drown you, but it became your inheritance. They stayed up watching for your collapse, but your midnight hour became your graduation. They counted on delay to break you, but delay deepened your roots. They wanted you empty, but faith made you overflow. You are unexposed, unbroken, unshaken, unstoppable. What you have not revealed, hell cannot attack. What you have hidden, God will exalt. May every reversed plan stay reversed. May every vindication ripple for generations. May every commission multiply. This is your charge, your release, your covering, your reward. Suddenly, overnight now. Chosen one, let this truth settle and stir within you right now. The world may mark success with headlines and recognition, but heaven's vindication runs deeper than applause. It runs in the places nobody saw, the car rides where you wrestled with secrets too heavy to share, the quiet victories that didn't make it into a single conversation but sent shockwaves through your destiny. The reversal that has begun is not just external. It is a total upheaval of how you measure value, elevation, and legacy. While others chase public validation, you have learned to move in a different rhythm. It's a rhythm set by wisdom and sealed by obedience. A rhythm that guards its secrets until the season for revealing has been decreed by God Himself. Let me tell you straight. Right now, the unseen has more substance than the visible. Your roots have gone far beneath the surface. The parts of you that grew slowly in isolation are now the very foundation holding up what comes next. All around you, people are running to be first, desperate to be known, eager to be seen. But you are no longer distracted by the noise, no longer baited by invitations to prove, to explain, to leak what God whispered in the dark. Your strength is in your stillness. Your confidence is in how little you must say. Right now, while others perform for attention, you have become a vessel for things too valuable to expose to casual eyes. Your secrecy is sanctified. This is the hour when vindication grows legs. It doesn't sneak. It strides across the landscape of your life. You begin to notice the fruit of patience showing up in ways you could not manufacture. Closed deals resurrect, opportunities circle back. Where you had been written off, you are now written in. People revisit the doors they shut in your face, looking to renegotiate. But this time you understand favor isn't desperate. True favor selects its audience. You don't grab at every offer. You discern what fits your assignment and what is merely flattery in disguise. Vindication is a sobering reality for those who thought you were finished when you simply chose to move quietly. God is proving He can defend what you hide in Him. The very conversations where you were counted out are now the tables where your name is lifted as the solution, the reference point, the exception to their cynicism. Let me give you a glimpse into the inner rooms where your absence is now your greatest influence. Those who waited for your failure now adjust their strategies. How do we fill their vacancy? Who matches their quiet excellence? The longer your fruit grows unspoiled, the louder your absence thunders in rooms your feet have never entered. People are scouting, searching for what makes you different. There is no blueprint to copy because what God has done in you was never for spectacle, it was always for substance. Vindication comes not as an apology, but as a shift in the atmosphere. Respect follows, unsolicited, undeniable. Even now, those who once fueled themselves on the spectacle of your struggle are emptied out, their plans exposed as shallow. You see it in the way gossip dries up when your name is mentioned. There's nothing left to say, no storyline to embellish. The only thing that persists is the evidence of your peace. Peace that cannot be faked. Peace that silences rooms because it is rooted, authenticated, harvested in the shadows of God's covering. No more explanation. No more cutting yourself open to justify a process no one else was willing to survive. See this as it unfolds. Even as vindication rises, your commission widens. This is not the time to shrink back into safety or return to old thought patterns. No, the call is heavier, but so is the oil. Those who are hungry, those who are exhausted from the spotlight now come seeking your counsel. Not just your outcome, but your method. They want to know, how did you endure the silence? How did you withstand the pressure to reveal, to prove, to fight for a seat at tables that never deserved you? You are commissioned now to mentor from the place of mystery, to model what happens when protection is prioritized above performance, when waiting is chosen over self-promotion. It's not about hoarding wisdom, it's about stewarding trust. New voices will approach with fledgling dreams, looking for safe ground. You show them how to wait, how to hold the line, how to shield what matters until its due time. You guard their testimony as you have guarded your own. You teach by living example that power multiplies in secrecy and manifests in maturity. Your commission now includes becoming a custodian of others' destinies, a midwife to those who might otherwise abort their promise for premature exposure. Through you, they learn endurance is as holy as empowerment. Notice, too, how authority flows differently for you now. Rooms recognize the weight you carry, not from being the loudest, but from being the most consistent. Where emotional manipulation used to sway outcomes, now your stillness becomes the final word. Where others bring drama, you bring quiet clarity. Influence seeks you out, platform knocks, but you answer only to purpose. Your presence repairs the breach, your boundaries set a new standard. You begin to commission others by how you move, not just by what you say. They will copy your pace. They will replicate your discipline. Some may even misunderstand your silence, but they will not mistake your results. And all the while, this new commission is birthing legacy. Legacy that outlives tabloid moments and weathered friendships. Legacy that carries weight long after platforms change and spotlights fade. You become living proof that wisdom does not age out. It accumulates and multiplies, affecting not only your sphere, but everything and everyone connected to it. Now, chosen one, as this arc approaches its close, let the decree thunder across every barrier, seen and unseen, holding back your next season. Let every reversal be sealed. Let every shame be swallowed by double honor. Let every closed door remain closed to confusion and open to the right connections. Let every seed sown in silence explode as harvest in due season. I declare right now, unexpected honor overtakes you. Right people locate you. Resources pursue you. Not by hustle, but by heaven's order. Every tongue that rose to condemn collapses beneath the weight of your fruit. Every monitor, every saboteur, every thief of secrets is rendered powerless, blinded permanently by the brilliance of your wisdom. You are not stepping into sameness. You are walking proof that strategies reversed by God become stories written for generations. You wear vindication like a crown and commission like a mantle. Every barrier of smallness is burned up behind you. Where they wanted you stagnant, you are multiplied. Where they tried to choke your voice, your impact is now too vast for them to count. Where your patience was mocked, it is now their blueprint. You are marked not by what was exposed, but by what was protected under pressure. This is the harvest for those who withstood the urge to be known too soon. This is the legacy for those who hid in wisdom, who walked away from premature applause, who whispered yes in the wilderness. You are now the first fruits of a new kind of strength, a strength that answers no one but God, a strength that does not spend what it can still multiply, a strength that lines the corridors of the next move of heaven for your lineage. Let this decree settle over you and everything assigned to you. No more living anxious about exposure, no more fretting about being misunderstood. Rest in the reversal. Walk openly in vindication. Accept the commission not just as duty, but as destiny. You are protected, proven, and now appointed. They wanted you forgotten. Heaven made you foundational. They wanted your story to be interrupted. God wrote it as instruction. They wanted you broken, but you have become a builder. They waited night after night for failure, but you have become a sign that darkness does not last forever. So let it settle right now. May the silence you carried become the song sung over your house. May the guarded hours yield public glory. May everything you protected in wisdom be enveloped by multiplied favor. Where they wanted to end your name, your life becomes the echo, the inheritance, the unbreakable promise. All things reversed, all things vindicated, all things multiplied, suddenly overnight, now.